Today we're taking a look at these MLB matches: Washington Nationals vs Tampa Bay Rays, Seattle Mariners vs Detroit Tigers, and Houston Astros vs Boston Red Sox, which are happening on Wednesday, June 9, 2021, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. 5 plans are available for each and every one of you. You can get 30 extra betting picks all the way up to 270 extra betting picks per month. Stop wasting hours and hours of your time searching the internet for some fake betting predictions and losing your money because of it. Join High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks and advices instantly. Tampa Bay comes into the series finale still as one of the hottest teams in baseball, as shown by both their record and their recent run of play. The Nationals are slowly starting to see their offense become more and more consistent, but it's still asking a lot for them to keep up with a definite World Series at this point of the season. McClanahan has been tough to hit for most of the season, and even though he struggled against the Yankees last time out, he shouldn't have many issues against what the Nationals have to offer and their lack of depth. It's been a disappointing season for the Nationals, including a 4-10 stretch over their last 14 games, as they were unable to generate much offense on Tuesday night at Tropicana Field. Washington's only scoring came in the top of the third on an RBI single from Trey Turner, as the Nationals only had one extra base hit for the game and went 2-6 with runners in scoring position. After a memorable run in the fall that saw the Rays lose in the World Series, hopes were still high for the Rays despite some off-season defections. April started a bit slow, but a May to remember saw the Rays quickly rise up into one of the most complete teams in baseball and currently have the best record in baseball as well. They have an offense that can put up runs, one of the league's best defenses, and a bullpen that has no signs of not continuing to be dominant. Having Ji-Man Choi on the 10-day IL is a blow, but he's the only fielder who is out currently. The pitching staff hasn't been quite as lucky, as 2 starters and 6 relievers are likely unavailable for the series finale. That's nothing new to Tampa Bay though, who has been battling injuries all season, and they still should be able to take down the Nationals. My betting advice for that game is to pick Rays -145. This will be like reliving a bad dream for Chris Flexen and the Mariners. They lost every game in the series in decisive fashion at T-Mobile Park the last time these two teams met. The Tigers have clearly struggled offensively, but they can find solace in the fact that the Mariners are sitting in the front row of the struggle bus in that regard. It has to be disappointing for fans to see them trudge their way through the season with a batting lineup that isn't scaring anyone. The lineup certainly didn't scare the Tigers in the previous series meeting when they were held to no more than 2 total runs. Meanwhile, the Tigers were on the field slapping pitches around like they were the Chicago White Sox at bat. Casey Mize has been struggling this season as well, according to his Baseball Savant page, as he is in the 33rd percentile in ZERA, 32nd percentile in XSLG, 26th percentile in strikeout percentage, and 41st percentile in chase rate. Mize has a 5-pitch arsenal, and the slider has been his solid pitch, as it has a .161 batting average with 1 homer and 15 strikeouts. He pitched against the Mariners once this season and picked up a win as he went a career-high 7.2 innings and allowed a run on 3 hits with 3 walks and 7 strikeouts. Seattle hasn't been able to consistently get anything going at the plate, and they were held to no more than 2 runs in the previous meeting with the Tigers. Casey will come into this game with a lot of confidence, considering he's already smoked the Mariners once this season. He also hung tough against the White Sox and helped knock off the New York Yankees in recent outings. Mariners starting pitcher Chris Flexen will try to keep history from repeating itself when he toes the rubber on Wednesday. He's throwing a 4.70 ERA with a 1.42 WHIP on the season. His ERA took a pretty good hit after he melted down in 2 of his last 3 starts. Granted, those implosions came against 2 potential contenders in the Oakland Athletics and San Diego Padres. But considering how bad the Mariners have looked defensively, any batting lineup in the league could ruin their night. But there's a big difference between the Mariners and White Sox, particularly the pitching. Unlike the weekend series, the Tigers won't have to worry about facing the number 4 ranked rotation in ERA. It'll also be the most silent offense they've seen since the first series meeting. You could hear a pin drop in the stadium whenever the Mariners are up to bat. Mize is more than capable of taking advantage of the matchup for a second straight time as he attempts to extend his record to 4-4. My betting advice for that game is to pick Detroit Tigers to win. Houston's 7-1 victory over Boston on Monday night was a dominant performance from the first inning to the last. As they try to fight their way into first place in the AL West, they did it with both their arms and bats on Tuesday as starter Framber Valdez went 7.2 innings and only gave up 1 earned run while striking out 8. At the plate, MLB's best offense continued hitting well in Tuesday's game as shortstop Carlos Correa and designated hitter Yordan Alvarez each homered. Houston is one of the best offensive teams in the league, averaging 5.31 runs per game. Their .268 batting average leads the league. Their .339 on base percentage is second, while their .428 slugging percentage is fifth. Yuli Gurriel leads Houston with a .325 batting average and 41 RBI, while Kyle Tucker leads the team with 11 home runs. Houston's pitching is also one of the best in the league. Opponents have a .222 batting average against the Astros, which is 9th in the league. Their 3.79 ERA is 10th, as is their 1.20 WHIP. Boston has been one of the best teams this season, but their 5-game winning streak got snapped by a team they're 1-4 against this year. They nearly got swept in their 4-game series against Houston last week and then got walloped in this series opener at Fenway Park. It's not a good look. To be frank, Boston's great offense has been stifled by Houston as they've only been able to score 2 runs a game over 5 contests. For a team that's over 3rd overall in batting average, .258, and OPS, .755. That just won't do. Boston is averaging 4.98 runs per game. Their .258 batting average is 3rd in the league. Their .317 on base percentage is 9th, while their .438 slugging percentage is 2nd in the league. Xander Bogaerts leads Boston with a .321 batting average, while Rafael Devers leads the team with 15 home runs and 48 RBI. The Red Sox have won their last 5 games and they played well offensively during the stretch, scoring 28 runs. Expect them to play well offensively in this game because they have been great against right-handers and they're facing a starter that has struggled on the mound this season and is 4-6 against them. Boston's pitching hasn't been as good as the team's offense. Opponents have a .249 batting average against the Red Sox, which is 24th in the league. Their 3.81 ERA is 11th, while their 1.34 WHIP is 22nd in the league. Even though the Astros are also playing well offensively, they will struggle in this game because Eovaldi has been great on the mound for Boston. He has given up 4 runs in his last 3 starts and 5 runs in his last 3 home starts, so don't expect him to give up a lot of runs in this game. In his last start, Eovaldi gave up 8 hits and 2 runs in 6 innings, helping the team get a 5-2 win over New York. They will need another solid effort from him if they want to get the win. My betting advice for that game is to pick Boston Red Sox on the money line. Good luck to all of you.